Hey everybody, this is Brett, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different than my normal walk around videos of the new and used inventory here at Summit. I've done some videos on some trucks where I've commented on the Line-X bedliner and the tonneau cover, and I've had people ask in the comments to do a video on my truck. So that's what I'm doing today. Here is my 2014 Ford F-150. I have this truck exclusively for pulling my Airstream camper, and it had to be this truck in particular. This was a very specific set of criteria I had to have to get a truck to pull my camper, because I wanted an F-150 because at the time I couldn't really afford a Super Duty, and I had to buy a truck, so it had to be, and I'd only get an F-150. So my criteria was that it had to have the 5-liter because I didn't want an EcoBoost. I didn't want any potential turbo problems, and now we're finding out as the miles are getting on these EcoBoosts that the cam phasers are starting to become an issue with those engines as well from this particular era of truck. And so I wanted the 5-liter, but in order to get the 5-liter to pull my camper, it has to have the 373 gears, and it had to be this color. Just for my camper, to match my camper, it had to be this color or the dark blue were my two color choices. So this truck came in trade. We took this in trade about 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago. The person who traded this in definitely worked on some sort of farm. I don't know exactly what type of farm. It didn't smell like a cow farm. It smelled more like a goat or a pig farm, would be my guess. Anyways, it smelled really bad in this truck. There was a number of issues with this truck when it came in on trade. It had a check engine light. Basically, both of the cats were gone in it. Somebody had done a bad fix on the engine, and it needed tires. There was dents all over. All of the both bumpers were smashed. The step bars were garbage. The mirror was broke on the passenger side. The guy took a mirror from a Walmart or something, and like a handheld mirror that you'd look at yourself in, like a vanity mirror, broke the plastic off and super glued it to what was remaining of the mirror on the passenger side. So I got new mirrors for it off of a Raptor. They were color matched, and then I decided to get some tow mirrors for my camper, and these work really nice. I actually still have the Raptor mirrors in this color. This is Blue Flame, paint code SZ, and I actually still have those mirrors. They're on Craigslist right now, or Facebook Marketplace. I'm trying to sell them. Anyways, those are some nice mirrors, but had check engine light, just a myriad of issues with this truck when it came in. And it was gross inside and disgusting, and this is my truck. Oh my God. It's like big. Oh, it smells like pig birth. Oh my God.
That is not what I was expecting at all.
I had to have it though, because it was the color and the engine and the gear ratio that I wanted in a truck that I could afford. We took this truck in for only $11,000. I think right now, the way it sits, it's probably worth $20,000. You know, prices have gone up a little bit on these trucks, but this particular one, I think now, I put new tires on it. I fixed all the dents. I fixed all the bumpers. I fixed the step bars. I fixed the mirrors. I cleaned it up really good on the inside. It's not disgusting anymore, and you'll see that in the video that I'm gonna do for the interior and everything. And I put a bedliner in it. I put a tonneau cover on it and swapped the wheels out. Just did a ton of stuff to this truck to make it as nice as it is right now. And that's about that. As far as the 14 F-150, you could get these in 3 different cab configurations: regular cab, super cab, crew cab. And then you could get them in different box configurations. The regular cab you could get in a 6.5 foot box or an 8 foot box. You could also get the super cab in a 6.5 foot box, and then you could get the crew cab in a 5.5 foot box and a 6.5 foot box. Now they had 9 different trim levels for the 2014 F-150. Yes, 9. It came in an XL, XLT, STX, FX4, or FX2. Also came in the Lariat, came in the King Ranch, the Platinum, the Limited, and the Raptor. All came in 2014. So you could pick from 9 different trim levels, and it had 4 different engine options. It had the 3.7 liter V6, which I believe put out 302 horsepower. You could get the 5 liter V8, which is what this one has, which is 360 horsepower. The 3.5 liter EcoBoost, which is 365 horsepower. And then the 6.2 V8, which came in these, and particular in the Raptor, but you could get them in different trim levels. You could get it in the Limited and Platinums, particularly in King Ranches, but I've also seen it in an XLT. What's really crazy is that I signed the papers for this truck, and literally the next day we got in a 2014 crew cab XLT with the 6.2 in blue, and that would have towed my camper, but I had already signed the papers and bought this truck, so couldn't buy that one too. Anyways, this one with the 373 gears can tow up to 9,300 pounds. So, but the 5 liter has to have the 373 gears to tow that much weight. Now the EcoBoost can tow that much basically with the 355s or the 331s, which I thought was kind of crazy, or the 373s. It's all the same with the EcoBoost. The 6.2 actually can tow a little bit more. So that is that, and we'll get right into the video, and let me know what you think in the comments below, and hopefully you enjoy it and get a glimpse as to how and what I drive. I'm driving this for the winter, and because I sold my Escape and I don't have that anymore for winter driving, so this is driving right now. The one thing I will say about this truck that I really like, I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but because of the fuel economy and everything, but what's really nice with this truck is it has the 36-gallon extended fuel tank on it, and I can literally drive an entire month to and from work and to lunches, and I don't have to fill up. In fact, I just filled up today. It was $96 or something, but put 33 gallons in, so I only have 1 fuel bill on my credit card for this month, and it'll get me through the entire month, so that's pretty nice. Anyways, enjoy the video and let's get started. Okay, so here's my 2014 F-150. As you can see, it is an FX4. It does have the blacked out headlight bezels, FX4 stickers on the back. It does have the FX4 wheels. These are not the original wheels that came with this truck. These are actually off of a 2018 that we ended up wholesaling. I was able to swap wheels with it. When you do that, you got to swap your tire pressure sensors because your 2014 sensors will not be compatible with 2018 sensors, and vice versa. The 2018 sensors weren't compatible with the 14 truck, and I had to swap those sensors as well. Anyways, wheels are like identical though, so the sensors are not. FX4 sticker right there. So I got all my crap out of the bed of my truck that we go camping with. Got rain jackets, bubble wrap, tents, pumps for bikes, for everything. So here is my Line-X spray and bed liner. This bed was absolutely destroyed, scratches everywhere, just looked like terrible. Dents, like big ones, small ones, everywhere, scratches. There was hardly any paint left in the bed. Obviously you can see what a Line-X bed liner can do for a truck that has severe damage to the bed. If it gives you any idea, here's kind of what it looked like all over down here. So very happy. It was about $500 here in Fond du Lac. Line-X, there's their phone number if you want to get a bed liner by them. Anyways, this one does have the tailgate step assist, and this tailgate step assist, I believe, is the original tailgate step assist for this truck. I swapped a bunch of stuff on this truck. The tailgate was painted as well. The tailgate was all dented and just a mess. So that goes up like that. You get a step right there. Really a nice system. When I got the truck, this piece was completely ripped off. My bed rail covers looked like garbage. They were all scratched up. They were marred up. I was able to swap with another wholesale truck that we had that had 250,000 miles on it, but the bed rail covers, well, you can see how nice they look. So we swapped those out. Same thing with the taillights. My taillights were really rough, really scratched, and I think the truck that donated these taillights as well. So it's got nicer taillights, nicer bed rail covers. The tailgate was painted. And that was done at Sheppy's as well. And when he did that, he did the rear bumpers. So these were painted. This one was smashed. The other one had dents in it as well. Obviously, they look really nice right now. Also got new covers for the bumper when I did the swap with the taillights and this. So that was really nice. Pretty much the only thing original on this truck are the FX4 stickers and the wheel well fender flares there. Also has some homemade mud flaps that I'm probably gonna take off and put some nice factory Ford ones on. I had to replace the third brake light as well, as my floor pans were completely soaked. So the floor was completely soaked, and underneath the floor mats was getting all moldy and musty. And I just put these seat covers on today, so they're kind of nice. It does have cloth interior, you can kind of see right there, and it's really nice and clean. I actually had to take almost all my seat covers off and put them in the washing machine and wash them like 5 times because they were so gross. And these are, the brand on these, never really heard of these before, Ericsson, kind of a weird way to spell Ericsson, but that's what type they are. These are actually out of a different truck than those back there. We take all of the seat covers out of any trucks that we get in to sell. I also got blooper in here, and this was blowing across my driveway. It's my kids. But I got the nice all-weather floor mats in the truck. This truck, like I said, the mirror was completely shattered. And these weren't the original mirrors, but this mirror was completely shattered, and it had a mirror just like super glued to it, and it was like a convex mirror, so it didn't work at all. Anyways, I put the tow mirrors on it. They're really nice for pulling the camper and being able to have it out. So the chrome bumper in front, this was painted as well. It was also smashed right here. This truck was a basket case when it came in. This is definitely a wholesale piece that we were not going to keep. Dents all over. I had my dent guy, Jason, take out all the dents from Dent ER up in Appleton. They do all of our dent work, do a great job. But you can still see some of the dents they could not get to, which were up here, and just kind of let those be. The door had a huge dent in it. You can see I had to touch it up here. But this was like pretty much all caved in. Door code entry. Love my door code entry on my truck. Anyways, other than that, we got the capless fuel fill on the F150 that I really like. And so here's the reason that I do not recommend vehicles from Canada. They use extremely harsh snow melting stuff up in Canada. And if that stuff even gets on your truck for even a year, you know, if your truck was in Canada 1 year for a winter, you're gonna have a lot of corrosion. And I'm not sure if that's exactly what happened to this truck. I mean, I do have 120-some thousand miles on it, but you can see there's definitely some problems happening here, and I'm not really sure how much that's gonna cost to fix, or if I wanna fix it, if I just wanna get a different truck. But the cab corners are going pretty bad on this side, and I've already had them replaced once. That's why I wish I would have got the aluminum body, but you can see it's starting to get noticeable on this side. The rockers are not as bad as the driver's side, but they're still pretty bad. Frame looks good. The whole underbody is actually pretty decent, except the rockers. So probably gonna have to get that addressed at some point. I put the chrome step bars on it, and it actually looks really good when I'm pulling the camper, because my camper's got a blue stripe with the Airstream and the silver with the chrome and the silver on the camper with the blue. Looks really good. Inside, this one does have a power driver's seat. All weather floor mats up here. You can see the carpeting still isn't very nice, and this thing was just really disgusting. And turn the dinger off there. It does have power pedals, which are nice, auto headlamps, power windows, locks, and mirrors. Doors are in pretty decent shape. These mirrors do work with the power, even though they're like an aftermarket mirror. And got those seat covers up here. You can see the seats are actually pretty clean. Like I said, I had to wash them like 5 times. I always get the same steering wheel cover for all my vehicles. The Ford one you can get at Fleet Farm or Walmart. So I got to change the oil in this. I recommend Motorcraft. Right now I'm getting 8.6 miles per gallon. I just filled up. So that's just from the trip to the gas station to the studio here. And you can see 128,611 miles. But, you know, as far as this truck goes, for that many miles, it starts up, runs really smooth. And I like the FX instrument cluster there. And really a nice running truck. It's very solid going down the highway. It doesn't shake, it doesn't rattle. Cruise controls on that side, Bluetooth audio controls on that side. Turned out 4-wheel drive. I don't even know if I've ever used the 4-wheel drive. Probably have. I think it works. It does have the factory brake controller, which is really nice with the camper. And here's the radio. It does have AM, FM, and Sirius. I don't think I've ever subscribed to the Sirius. Anyways, you can see my backup camera is working nicely. When I first got this truck, that backup camera didn't work very well, so also swapped that with a wholesale vehicle. The radio must have been replaced in that one. They're only like 500 bucks though. Downhill assist control, stability control, CD player. I don't even know if the CD player works. Climate controls down here. It does not have the dual climate controls, but turn that off so we don't gas ourselves out of here. It does have the sync sound system for Bluetooth capability with your phone. Got some nice Ford cup holder inserts in there. It's 6-speed automatic transmission. This piece right here was completely wore through, and I had to take this whole center console piece out. Got this piece from our Ford store. The parts guy there got me this piece, and it was like 120 bucks or something. Anyways, it was pretty